All right, folks, Nvidia down 17%, $500 billion gone in one afternoon. The headlines are screaming AI apocalypse, courtesy of DeepSeek. Crazy part? That's exactly what we heard in the transcript of Wes Roth's recent video we just dove into. Supposedly, the Stargate project investment is wiped out and DeepSeek's new AI models are at the center of the storm, until they get slammed by a giant cyberattack. So is the AI bubble bursting, or is this just the next phase of a global AI free-for-all?
Yeah, we're talking about $1 trillion global sell-off in one day. The transcript spelled it out: geopolitics, stock crashes, accusations of shady deals. Meanwhile, Gary Marcus is apparently on X taking a victory lap about the so-called end of AI as we know it. Thing is, we've seen hype cycles before. We need to separate fact from panic.
Exactly. Let's be real. A 17% dip is massive, largest single-day loss in U.S. market history in terms of total valuation. But does that mean AI is doomed? Or does it mean the big players are just facing a reality check? Let's break it down.
So for those catching up, DeepSeek is the Chinese AI company behind multiple models, V3, R1, and rumors of an R10. They're known for training advanced reasoning AIs, supposedly at a fraction of the usual cost. In the transcript, we heard that V3 can distill info from a bigger teacher model, making a smaller student that's super sharp at programming math, you name it.
And not just that. They've also got R1, a reasoning model that competes with OpenAI's top-tier stuff. The kicker? They allegedly pulled this off for around $6 million, which, next to the billions poured in by US tech giants, is peanuts. Sure, some folks suspect it's a front for large-scale hidden computing. Others say it's real algorithmic genius using multi-token predictions, compression, and a mixture of experts' design.
If DeepSeek can replicate top-tier results cheaply, it throws conventional AI economics out the window. Like, do we even need to burn billions on training runs? That's part of why Nvidia's stock is getting hammered. Investors see the potential for lower GPU demand if these low-cost training methods scale.
All right, so the transcript says $500 billion in market value erased. That's no joke. The question is, did the AI meltdown talk spook investors into short-selling Nvidia? Or is this drop a reflection of real changes in how AI might be built?
People are worried that if you can train advanced models on fewer chips, maybe even older, cheaper hardware, Nvidia's gravy train of selling pricey GPUs might slow. But let's not forget, Nvidia's also a behemoth. They can pivot to new markets like robotics, HPC, or VR. So a 17% dip is bad, but it's not necessarily a death sentence.
For regular folks, it's not just about stock tickers. We're talking about pension funds, employees, everyday investors. A meltdown can cause real anxiety, but the transcript suggests that open-source AI is only getting bigger. So maybe this market shakeup is a sign we're moving to a more democratized AI landscape.
What's wild? DeepSeek hits the top of the AI charts, then wham! A massive cyberattack cripples their registration system and user access. The transcript frames it like a Hollywood script. Peak success followed by a sabotage. Is it corporate espionage, a state-backed takedown, or just trolls messing around?
You know how it goes. If you're a disruptor, you make enemies. Some might suspect foreign interference or big tech sabotage. Others blame random hackers exploiting vulnerabilities. The transcript doesn't confirm anything, but it sure points to an AI arms race vibe. And in an arms race, all's fair in love and cyberwar.
Regardless of who's behind it, attacks like these highlight how fragile online infrastructure can be, even for big AI darlings. It's a reminder that if we lean too heavily on any single platform, we'd better have a plan for dealing with large-scale disruptions.
The transcript made it crystal clear. The US is restricting AI chip exports to China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, trying to keep the edge in AI. Yet, China's pushing forward with open-source models that rival or even beat our top dogs. It's like an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Some watchers say China's move could undermine Western AI business models, driving down the costs so US companies can't maintain that monopoly. Could be strategic economic warfare, or it could just be innovation forging ahead. Either way, it's reshaping who holds the AI keys.
I just hope this leads to more collaborative AI solutions, not a bigger global rift. The transcript sure stokes that fear of a deepening US-China tech race, but it could also yield breakthroughs shared worldwide if cooler heads prevail. Guess we'll see.
Let's talk about distillation. According to the transcript, it's the process where big models like GPT-4 or 0.1 pass their reasoning down to smaller models. If DeepSeek used that technique, it means lockdown hardware might not matter, because knowledge can still flow freely online.
That's the gist. You can't export limit intangible know-how. People can run an API call, gather reasoning traces, and train their own student's model. This means open source is unstoppable. Once you break ground with big corporate R&D, the cat's out of the bag for the entire community.
That could be huge for everyday devs, educators, or nonprofits wanting advanced AI without $1 million budget. But it also makes controlling AI's spread pretty much impossible. That's the double-edged sword of open source. Equality on one side, unpredictability on the other.
The transcript asked, did the AI bubble burst? Honestly, with Nvidia's 17% drop and $1 trillion global sell-off, it's easy to say yes. But is this a short-term panic or something deeper?
I think the meltdown headlines might be dramatic. Yes, big money was lost, but AI itself isn't going anywhere. If anything, the rapid adoption of new training methods like DeepSeek's approach just means we're evolving faster, not stopping. And ironically, it might free smaller players to innovate.
Exactly. Progress doesn't halt just because the stock market got spooked. If the transcript shows us one thing, it's that AI's unstoppable march continues. Cheaper, smarter, more accessible. The real meltdown might be for those who clung to old assumptions about needing billions to compete. For the rest of us, it's a chance to reshape how AI develops.
We're at a crossroads. A 17% Nvidia drop, a $500 billion vacuum, and $1 trillion global market panic is no small thing. But from what we gathered, AI's forging ahead, especially open source. So, meltdown? More like a wake-up call.
Could this lead to more scrutiny on AI's cost, to new alliances, or to bigger breakthroughs? Possibly all of the above. The transcript suggests we're in the it's over and we're so back phase. Contradictory but real in these tech cycles.
In the end, markets recover or they don't, but big ideas persist. DeepSeek, open source, distillation, and a global AI race. None of that halts because of a single stock dip. It's up to us to navigate carefully, responsibly, and keep our eyes on the real prize, harnessing AI for everyone.
Thanks for tuning in to the Felix and Bob Show, where we cut through the hype and bring you the core truths.
Drop your thoughts. Is this meltdown permanent or is AI just warming up? Let us know in the comments.
And remember, the best time to adapt is now. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious.
And see you next time
On the Felix and Bob Show.